Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2020. I was about to say WC9 because of the much content we've had recently on WC9. I know I've been posting a lot of WC9 and I recently saw a comment on my latest F1 2020 video. Where is F1 2020 career mode? Where is the new video? And here it is, F1 2020 career mode episode number 11. I know we've fallen back in terms of comparison to other YouTubers, but as you may already know, I'm a racing YouTuber and I'm trying to cover up a lot of games. I have a lot of series. I'm not really dedicated into one game, and probably you could say I'm dedicated to the WRC games or the rally games a little bit more, but overall I try to cover up a lot of games and I try to do gameplays and multiple series at the same time. So if you're actually enjoying...
So the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your R&D screen to order any redevelopments.
Well, that's just bad news right here, because the huge upgrade that we had for the chassis has just failed, and this upgrade would have got us up there with the midfield teams and it would have really improved the car for the France Grand Prix, but unfortunately couldn't work it out. But yeah, what I was about to say, you could say that I focus a little bit more on WC9, but I try to cover up a lot of games, and I feel like if you enjoy the process of this series, if you enjoy the whole thing that I bring Lotus back and all that, I feel like you wouldn't really care that I haven't progressed into season 3 or season 2. I feel like it is important to progress through there, but as long as you support the series, I'm still gonna be posting, but I cannot promise you daily uploads. I've done that in the summer, but I'm probably not gonna do it again for this game. It's probably gonna be around 1 to 2 videos per week, something like that. So I'm still enjoying the game for the time being, and you're still supporting it, so I can't really not make any content on it. So yeah, I know that you expect from me more videos on this game, but I still want to focus a little bit more on WC9. It's a new game, it really gets attention, and I'm really enjoying it at the time. But still, F1 2020 is here, the career mode is here. It's not going to be done anytime soon, as long as you support it. It really depends on you. If I see the support from you, this series will still be on, because I know a lot of you came to my channel for this one, and I know a lot of you really like this series. But done with practice now, let's go into interviews.
Let's have your take on it. Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
Oh, that's a hard one. We've got Carlos Sainz, Valtteri Bottas, Max Verstappen, and Alexander Albon. They're all high difficulty, so I might just go with Alexander Albon. Why not?
Do you think your teammate was
He's the
enjoying
slowest of the
themselves in
Red
front
Bull
of their home
drivers.
crowd?
Oh yeah, it's actually Lazy's home Grand Prix here in France, and I feel like, yeah, he will be quite glad to be
There's quite a
in front of
buzz
his
around
crowd.
this team at the moment. What are your thoughts on them?
Top team in real life, but here Ferrari are actually faster in game, so I don't know what's going on with them, but Vettel is actually leading the championship for the time being.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, done with the interviews. Time now for a few more practice sessions. We're now currently on practice session 2, so FP2 this one is. Of course, as you already know, I don't really do anything on practice 3, but so far the practice tests have been quite good, but the results haven't been so positive. We just couldn't really find pace, but apparently the tests were all very good. As you can see right here, I had a very good qualifying pace test lap. I was around 7 tenths up on the delta. Here we go, 8 tenths up, 7 tenths up, and unfortunately through the final corner I lost a lot of time. This final corner has been very damaging to my lap time and my pace. I just can't really find a way to go through this final corner. Unfortunately, it's just going to be the objective complete. We couldn't get the perfect result, but I feel like we had the pace to do it. But this final corner has just been damaging a lot of my laps, even on this one, on this occasion, the race program test, and we still got the perfect result here. So we got the perfect result on all the tests apart from the qualifying paces, which was really pretty much down to me having a very bad final sector. As you can see right here, couldn't get a good final sector, but unfortunately it was still, as you can see, the estimated qualifying position in 21st, and overally you can see Lazy is faster than me. I'm just faster than the Williams, so this could actually be a very tough weekend for us before qualifying, so do not expect a lot from us. Let's go back to the interviews now.
Do you feel that your teammate put on a good show for their home crowd?
It's still practice. We'll see in the qualifying. He's probably going to beat me on this one. I feel like he's got the better pace, and it's one of those times that you know, I just it's gonna be a bit of a tough weekend this one. Probably our toughest one so far. After Bahrain, I should say.
Today. Are you testing new components?
Look, in all honesty, we're not testing anything because the R&D failed, but of course I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to do a general answer then. Probably, yeah.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, that's everything, and now it's time for the qualifying session. We still got a great amount of resource points, you know, it still was a very successful practice session, but overall the pace just doesn't look to be here in France, and it's also a home Grand Prix for us because of the engine supplier, Renault. Of course, the home Grand Prix is England, which we're probably going to be having a special livery there for the Lotus team, and overall we're just now going to be spending those resource points on something for the aerodynamics, and I feel like I'm going to be doing the tertiary wing flap, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce this, but we're doing this, and this upgrade will really put us ahead of Haas, AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo in terms of the aerodynamics. So the car is improving massively, and if we get this upgrade done and the SUS's upgrade done, then the car will feel amazing, and we will really be up there in terms of performance with the midfield team. So the car is steadily improving, and we're doing bits. So now it's time for qualifying Q1, and I have to say it was the toughest qualifying I've ever had in my life, and this was my best effort right here. As you can see, this is actually my first lap, not my best effort, but it's not that I didn't really drive well, it's that the performance of the whole car, the package just didn't feel correct in this track for some weird reason. I don't know what was it, but we were actually down below where we should be. We were right above the Williams, as you saw in the practice stations. Lance Stroll setting the provisional pole lap with a 129.3, but yeah, this is my first lap, as you can see right here, very hard on the brakes as we're now we're going to be moving into sector 2 just about now, and across the finish line it's just about going to be starting now our second lap. You can see I set a 130.7, and I'm just ahead of the Williams and right behind my teammate. So my teammate is actually faster than me as we're trying now to set a lap to probably go through the Q2. This is probably what happens most of the time. So we could still go through the Q2, you know. We've got Russell right ahead of us. He could actually help us out with a little bit of slipstreaming at the end of the day. As you can see here, I'm actually losing into the first sector quite a lot of time, around the 10th or so. And now Russell, we need to get rid of him into this corner right here, so he's not going to cost us a lot of time. He's not going to cost us a lot of time. A little bit of oversteer into the exit of the corner. Probably Russell not helping us out too much there, but I still have a lot of time to gain on the final sector because it is my weakest one. So let's try and gain as much time as we can through the final sector. Lost around the 10th there or 2 through the final corner now, trying to get a good exit through there. It is a slightly distant exit. The improvement is going to be around 3 tenths, probably 4 tenths by the end of this lap, and it's going to be a 130.3. Where is that going to put us? 20th position, right ahead of a lazy, actually 90th position, right ahead of a lazy, and both the Williams pretty much. So not a successful qualifying session to say the least, and I feel like it is our chance to get a few new fresh parts on the engine. As you can see, just about a few thousandths of a second faster than a lazy. I don't know what's the issue here. I don't know really what's the issue with this track, but it's the car just didn't feel well. Most of the times we go through Q2, you know, previous episode we actually won a race, we got our first win, and now after such an amazing performance in Canada, such an amazing pace, we come here in France with starting from 19th, only ahead of the Williams and my teammate, and just some thousandths of a second faster than my teammate. So not a good qualifying session. Probably another reality check, just like in Bahrain. After a very good performance, we always get reality checks reminding us that we need to upgrade the car and all that. But I'm just going to get all the penalties out again. I'm going to get fresh parts on all the engine parts, and I'm going to be starting obviously the race from last position. It is a great opportunity to do that. Pace is not here, and we probably had our worst result in terms of qualifying. So everything is fresh for the French Grand Prix. So without further ado, let's get into the race and see if we can recover from this back qualifying session.
Welcome along then to France, host of the world famous Tour de France. But we're not talking 2 wheels today, we're talking 4, in a country widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing back in the late 1800s. We've come a long way since then, and you're about to find out how far. It's time for the French Grand Prix. The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6-mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, or trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
So yeah, as I've already told you, home Grand Prix for our engine supplier Renault here in France, and also home Grand Prix for my teammate. As you can see, started from last position. I think we've never started from last position before. We've always out-qualified at least one of the Williams. We did out-qualify them, but of course we got the penalties. So, one-stop strategy, the norm. Of course, starting on the mediums, going to a set of hards, and go till the end of the race. So, could the one-stop strategy here help us out and probably get some valuable points out of this Grand Prix? Because even if we get 1 point out of this Grand Prix, it's going to be a real success for me. So, I'm very excited for this Grand Prix because we don't have the pace. We started from last position, so it's going to be probably one of the most exciting races so far, even if we're not very competitive. We'll see very soon. It's time for the start of the Grand Prix. It's now 4 lights, and now it's time for 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the French Grand Prix. We get off to a decent start, as you can see. Better start than the Williams. Probably one of my best starts so far this season. Probably going to go up the inside of both Latifi and Russell into turn number 1, trying to get rid of those Williams as fast as possible. Still side by side with both the Williams. It's a very close race right here. And still side by side with the Williams. This is incredible racing. And I'm probably not going to be making any moves on the Williams. Russell and Latifi still going side by side. Probably going to take advantage here. Up the inside as there is actually very slow. We go still side by side, bonking wheels and cars there with both the Williams. But at the end of the day, going to be completing the move. Absolutely incredible scenes right here. I just wasn't expecting this to happen right here so early into the race. With such an amazing fight with the Williams, but it's probably going to be the cars that we're going to be fighting with each other now, as it's good. We cleared the Williams out, and now it's time to overtake my teammate. As you can see, already lap number 1, gain 2 positions. This is a good start, and now next stop is my teammate. As you can see, this is just beautiful there. I can see Leclerc also had a penalty, probably changed some engine parts, the power unit or something like that, and he's actually down below there, right ahead of the Alfa Romeos of Kimi Raikkonen and Antonio Giovinazzi. And now, as you can see through there, the AI is actually quite slow into those first laps, and you know, race pace is always different than the qualifying pace, so I'm not really, you know, worried about our race pace at the moment. You know, we also can walk out the strategy a little bit. Lazy goes very slow, and Gasly at the same time go very slow into the final corner. We take advantage of that. A double move completely into the final corner, and that is going to put us up into 18th position. And now, with the use of the ERS mode and the Rich engine mix, we could probably go around the outside of Kevin Magnussen. Can we complete the move into turn number 1? We now have the inside line through this corner, and now we're up into 70th position. What a great start to the French Grand Prix this is. I'm actually very impressed by our pace at the moment, because qualifying just didn't show off something like that. Up the inside of Grosjean through here, probably not going to be able to make it. And now we've got the DRS, ERS overtake pattern is also on Rich engine mix. We're not going to be able to attack Grosjean, and just about defending from Magnussen at the same time. You know, the Ferrari engine on this game is much better than the Renault one, so need to take care of it. Lap number 4. Grosjean and Kvyat are having a fight. Grosjean goes for a move around the outside of Daniel Kvyat. Can he complete the move? Yes, he can, and Kvyat is going to lose plenty of speed now. Can we take advantage of that? Probably overtake Daniel Kvyat into this corner now, into the exit. Better power of the exit of this corner. Going to be completing the move. And now, could we also get Romain Grosjean through this fast right-hander? Probably could go for a dive now. Can we actually go for a move? Not going to be able to do that. But such a good start of the Grand Prix. You have to admit, up into 16th position, exceeding all expectations. There's a yellow flag up ahead, and I feel like it was Sebastian Vettel that has retired. Oh, it's actually Grosjean. It's actually Grosjean that has retired. Grosjean has just retired. He's got an engine issue and plenty of cars are pitted right now. Perfect time actually for the midfield to stop there. What a great timing there for the midfield to stop right here. We need to increase our pace. So this is a strategy here. I'm going to keep the same strategy as previously. I'm not going to be changing my strategy. I still want to keep my one stop. And Vettel now is probably going to be right ahead of us. Well, we've actually overtaken plenty of cars there. I think it was a Mercedes, a lot of the midfield cars. So that's a good strategy for us right now. The safety car, we're going to be overtaking it. And now, safety car. We're into 10th position. We are actually into the points already in this Grand Prix. So a lot could happen, as you can see, with a bit of a safety car, the strategy and all that, you know. So into the restart now. Vettel right ahead of us. The Alfa Romeos are actually having a very good race there because they're on the medium tires. They're on the one-stop strategy, just like me. So once again, the Alfa Romeos working wonders there with the strategy, just like in Canada with Kimi Räikkönen. And now, time for the restart. Safety car is in. Back to racing. Of course, we're not going to be a threat to Sebastian there, who's probably the favorite to win this race. I think Leclerc is also has got some very high chances to win this one because he also started the race on the set of mediums and he's currently ahead of Vettel. The Alfa Romeo is a little bit of oversteer there out of the second corner. But still, this is a very exciting race at the moment. We're currently under attack from Daniel Kvyat because of our bad exit. This hasn't been the best of restarts from me. Kvyat now goes up the inside. This is amazing racing. Can he complete the move? He probably can. I'm still on the outside line. And this is a very good exit through there. That is going to help me maintain my position from Daniel Kvyat. What an amazing fight this is with the Russian driver. And now he still is on the slipstreaming. Also Grosjean, actually Kevin Magnussen is attacking Kvyat up the inside. Around the outside goes Daniel Kvyat. He can't complete this move already. Look at this, side by side with Daniel Kvyat. This is amazing fight, and Kevin Magnussen takes advantage of his wide line there and completes the move probably on Daniel Kvyat. No, Kvyat is actually still up the inside. This is a huge fight there, and it's still my teammate actually up there. So my teammate is actually having a very good race for the time being. It's probably one of the best races. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race. Sebastian Vettel, who was actually going to help Ferrari get the 1-2, the championship leader at the moment, is actually out of the race. So Hamilton isn't the only unlucky man. Could this be another safety car? It probably could be. As now the AlphaTauris are right behind me. Gasly, Kvyat are trying to attack me, and I think that's Valtteri Bottas now right behind the AlphaTauris, trying to go up there and actually try and fight with Leclerc. I feel Leclerc is going to have the easiest race of his life. The strategy, the safety car is working wonders for him at the moment. As we're on lap 11, 16 laps to go. Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap. We're up into 4th, and the Alfa Romeos are actually looking once again up there, able to actually fight for the podium. It's actually amazing as Kvyat goes up the inside yet again. Can he complete the move? This is an amazing fight. I'm obviously in a much slower car. I don't know where my teammate is at the moment. He probably has pitted, but I'm currently defending like crazy from the AlphaTauris. Lap number 12, going into the pit stops, our first and last pit stop in this race. Same lap as Räikkönen and Leclerc, so we're on the same strategy as these two. Leclerc is probably going to be having the easiest win of his life. Could Räikkönen get a podium out of this race? It's going to be amazing to see Räikkönen getting a podium. He had the chance in Canada with the rain and all that, but unfortunately a very bad pit stop from the Alfa Romeo crew screwed him over, and he couldn't get the podium. But this time he has yet another chance. So Alfa Romeo, what a fast pit stop there by my team, really trying to push me there to get some points. We're down to 18th position, but so is Räikkönen. Obviously Räikkönen is in a much faster car. The Alfa Romeo is actually driving very well around here for some weird reason. I don't know why, and it is proved because both the Alfa Romeo drivers are doing a phenomenal job at the moment. They could actually get both on the podium, and Leclerc, imagine the 3 Ferrari-powered cars into the same podium. It will be amazing. As John Alesi now, not John Alesi, Giuliano Alesi, sorry for that, I remembered his father. Giuliano Alesi up into 15th position ahead of both the AlphaTauris, so P14 and P15 for both the Lotus cars at the moment. It's actually a fairly decent race. It's not that bad, and as you can see, Alexander Albon, we need to be ahead of Albon because he is our rival. Remember, he is our rival. We need to beat Albon. Obviously, in this track, it's probably going to be almost impossible to keep ahead of Albon because he's in the Red Bull, I'm in a Lotus, and around this track, the pace just isn't the best. But with 11 laps to go, let's try and defend as much as we can from Alexander Albon. Of course, Bottas is right ahead of us, so he's going to be a threat to the Alfa Romeos. At the same time, Albon goes up the inside. Could he complete the move there? I'm trying to go around the outside of Albon. This is an amazing move around the outside, looking at my front left tire. What a great, phenomenal fight there with Alexander Albon keeping it ahead of him there. Phenomenal fight, phenomenal scenes. What a race this is actually. having so much fun in this race so far, and I love this view there. Probably cut this corner somehow. I don't even know how in the actual heck I cut this corner. Albon goes into the back of me. What is Albon doing? And he's probably lost plenty of his front wing there. Reminds me of Bottas around Monte Carlo, if you remember, when he just brake straight into me, into the back of me. Albon is probably going to go into the pit stops now. He has an issue there. He's probably broke his front wing, and yes, he is going into the pit stops, as you can see right here, on lap number 16. And the same applies for my teammate, so something happened with Lazy as well. He probably made contact with one of the Alpha Tauris there. That's very unfortunate there for my teammate, who's having a very, very good race. Probably he was about to get his best result since Bahrain there. But that's very unfortunate there for our Lazy. He couldn't actually get this done there and get some great result, a great result here in his home Grand Prix. Probably made contact with the Alpha Tauris, just like Albon made with me. But now on lap number 18, 9 laps to go, Lando Norris is going to be attacking me. This is actually for a point finishing position. Can I re-attack Lando around the outside? He's going to be completing the move. Very good move there from Lando Norris. There's nothing I can do there. Could we go back up the inside now? ERS, overtake pattern, rich engine mix. Could we go up the inside of Lando Norris? I'm going to risk it. This is for a point. I want this point here in France. This would be a very well-earned point. Side by side with Lando Norris. He's on the outside line, got the inside line. Could we complete this move and get back up to 10th position? Yes, we are. Phenomenal move. Phenomenal scenes. Phenomenal fighting here in France. And he's still on the outside line. Look at Lando trying to complete the move. This is for a point, I'm telling you yet again. This is such an amazing fight. This is pure racing now. 8 laps to go. Could Lando Norris now complete this move into the start-finish straight? He's got everything he needs. Can he go up the inside? I'm still going to try and defend him. I just can't defend anymore. The McLaren is so much faster. Obviously, we got a better engine, a better Renault engine than the McLaren team. But still, Norris has the better car. And he's so fast around here. But as you can see here on the minimap, the Alfa Romeos are actually fighting for a podium there with the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, who's going to be fairly insane. Gasly is now going up around the outside there. This is a very odd move to complete around this corner. He's still on my inside there. What a great move this is from Gasly. He gets a little bit of oversteer off the final corner. That's going to help us get a better exit and probably re-overtake Gasly as we're now moving into lap number 22. We go around the outside of Pierre Gasly. Of course, our engine faster than the Honda one. Going to be completing this move there on Pierre. Back up to 11th position. This is obviously not for a point, but there could still be a retirement there anytime soon, and we could get that valuable 1 point out of France. But still, the Alfa Romeos are still on position 2 and position 3. This is going to be insane if we get a Ferrari and Alfa Romeo podium, but I've been checking the minimap way too much, and I'm not really concentrating on my driving there as we run a little bit wide there. But still, no problem so far, as Ocon is now going to be the next very fast midfield car to overtake us. Could he complete the move anytime soon? He's going to try and go up the inside, probably around this corner. That's a very odd place yet again to complete a move for the AI, but the AI is very aggressive for some weird reason. They have no mercy around here. I know you're faster AI, but I'm still here fighting for a very good result. Remember, we started from last position, and at the moment we're actually 11th, so we gained plenty of position so far. But Ocon is actually very close to us. He's got the faster car, just like Lando did, and he's probably going to be completing the move anytime soon. DRS open now for Esteban Ocon into Tier 1. Is he going to complete the move? I'll try and push him to the inside as much as I can, but he's going to be completing the move very early there, way before the corner, just like Lando did. And now we're down to 12th position. As the time goes on, as the time passes, the chances of me actually finishing in the points are just not there anymore. But with 3 laps to go, I'm very excited to see the podium in this race. It's going to be exciting because Hamilton is actually out of contention with the podium. Leclerc is obviously going to be winning very easily. As we move to the final lap, we're still in 12th position. Kvyat actually goes up the inside there, and I was not expecting this at all. And Kvyat completes a move there on the final lap. That was a scary moment there. I didn't pay attention to Kvyat at all whatsoever. So that's a very clever move for Kvyat. I fell asleep there. I completely fell asleep. That's a not very good exit for Kvyat. And now into the back straight. This is the place where we need to regain the move there. We need to regain the position from Kvyat. He goes to the inside. I go to the outside. We're probably going to be completing this move later on the brakes. Complete the move on Kvyat. But that's a great fight also on the final lap. What a full of action race. Charles Leclerc completely dominated the race. Perfect strategy. Perfect car. Won here in France. Phenomenal race for the Ferrari driver. Phil Bottas is overtaking both the Alfa Romeos, so the Alfa Romeos couldn't actually work wonders here. But for me, what a phenomenal race. Started from last position on a car that just wasn't capable of doing much. 12th position here in France. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. Very good race.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
All I have to say for this race is that we've learned that we can do anything from any grid position. Unfortunately, no Alfa Romeos in the podium. It's just going to be Leclerc, Hamilton and Bottas. Pretty anticlimactic. Once again, Kimi Raikkonen just about missing on the podium. If the race was one lap shorter or something like that, it would have been Kimi Raikkonen on the podium. As you can see, he only had a 2-second gap from Valtteri. So, yeah, he was very close yet again, but couldn't make it into the podium. But the Alfa Romeos are doing a phenomenal job as a team. They're probably going to be very high up there in the constructors' standings after finishing 4th and 6th. So, good job once again. My teammate had the extra stop yet again. Very unfortunate. He probably crashed with the AlphaTauris. Otherwise, he would be right there in between the AlphaTauris and me. So, very unfortunately there for Giuliano.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, we gained a lot of positions. It's true. We had a phenomenal race. I really enjoyed this. Like, this is F1 2020. That's why I enjoy this game. So many fights. And it's crazy because when you have a slower car and you overpush, it's just so rewarding in this game.
We all underestimated you, didn't we?
Yeah, you really did. You really did. And not just me, it's the whole team. I feel like the car is actually improving very much, and we started the season very strongly. Of course, there was a little bit of luck here and there. We also got the win in Canada. So, yeah, I feel like the team has a bright future. Probably season 2, we could be championship contenders with how it stands on right now. Unless we actually increase the difficulty, I don't know.
It's your teammates' home Grand Prix. Do you think they enjoyed themselves out there today?
It could have been much better for him, but he was very unlucky again.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, thank you a lot for the interviews, and as you can see there, it's a draw with Alexander Albon. Of course, he made a mistake and he crashed into me. Of course, we're losing the rivalry. We're probably going to be losing this rivalry. I don't even know why I chose Alexander Albon. I should have chosen Sainz, but I just saw the driver claim for the Alexander Albon rivalry, and I was very excited to go on and do that. But you know, it's a huge challenge yet again. We couldn't achieve a top 10, so DSP Optics are not going to giving us any bonus. It's one of the first times we haven't done it. I feel like we haven't scored points only here, Spain and Bahrain. Bahrain was a bad race. This wasn't a bad race. You know, pace wasn't good. The car didn't feel good, but we actually got the maximum out of it. We finished P12, whereas in Bahrain, everything was wrong. Tire wear, the pace. I feel like we couldn't even fight with the Williams in Bahrain. It was just a tragedy. But this time, you know, car is better, feels better, and slow and steadily we're just improving. And as you can see, we're going to be signing our 3rd sponsor, which means even more money, which we really need in order to upgrade our facilities and have better upgrades and all that. So Aquila Oil is going to be our 3rd sponsor. Quite good goal bonus, quite good. Fuck, I can't speak. I'm so baffled because of this race. I've been commentating for so long, I just can't speak now. But yeah, it had a very good weekly budget to give us. But enough talking. I'm just customizing the car a little bit, putting the sponsors on the car. But yeah, imagine having a lot of sponsors. It's going to be quite amazing to have more sponsors. But I'm going to be doing also this ones. I'm going to be upgrading the development feedback so that we can get more resource points. And I'm going to be upgrading the power mapping. So not upgrading the facilities yet. I really want to upgrade this too. They are very important, power mapping and development. to get more resource points and wear the engine a little bit less. But that's it for today, guys. Next up, we got the Austrian Grand Prix, a track that I really enjoy driving around, but I don't know how the car is going to be feeling. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting any upgrades in Austria. Fortunately, had we had the chassis upgrade, the aerodynamics upgrade, it would have been a whole different race. So I could just say, you know, we could go in for some points there, but we're still not capable of fighting for Q3. And to be honest with you, we're still not capable of fighting for points. This is what France saw us, that we need to upgrade the car a little bit more. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. Ring that bell, turn on notifications to be up there with the latest F1 2020 videos that I post. If you're an F1 fan, please check out my rally videos. I feel like they're quite enjoyable. But yeah, next F1 2020 video is probably going to be next week, so please be patient. I'm going to be posting as long as you support this series. But yeah, make sure you follow me on Twitter, join my Discord server, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.